Okay, folks, fellow YouTubers and friends, we're cooking down our next batch, and we don't know exactly how many donuts or pounds of donuts it's going to take for 5 gallons to be the ultimate, so we're trying different things. This just happens to be 12 pounds of donuts, mostly of which were jelly donuts, because you can see it's got a really pink hue to it. Now, what we've done, we cooked it at 180 to 190 degrees for about an hour, hour and a half. I mean, it doesn't really make any difference. You're just trying to cook the starch out of the donuts. And of course, they're already cooked. But anyway, we just did that. Okay, 180, 190 degrees, mixing it occasionally. Of course, with the double boiler, you don't have to mix it as often. It doesn't burn. So anyway, we're getting ready to, well, you can see it's bubbling already. It's the yeast left over from the donuts. Evidently, the dipping them in hot grease and cooking them didn't kill all the yeast. Anyway, we're getting ready. We've got it cooled down, and we've blended it up really good. We got it down to 130, 135. Actually, the amylase enzyme that breaks the starch down into sugar works best at 60 degrees Celsius, which just happens to be 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to sprinkle this on there a little bit, and what we're going to do is continue to try to hold it at 130 to 140 degrees for a short period of time, maybe 15-20 minutes, to give the enzyme time to work. Then we'll cool it down with a little bit of ice to about 90-95 degrees and add our yeast. Not the yeast, but the yeast nutrient. And this takes 1 teaspoon per 5 gallons. We'll put in about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. We won't, you know, it's not expensive stuff. It's less than $1. But anyway, we'll add the yeast nutrient, mix it in, and as we cool it, and then we'll throw our yeast in at about 90-95 degrees. We don't want to get too high. 100 degrees will kill your yeast, supposedly. Of course, it didn't here. But anyway, I'm finding that a lot of things that people do, they really don't know. They're just experimenting, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And from the looks of it, I'm thinking I'm getting ready to mix this in. I'm going to mix it in really slow. I don't know if it's going to harm the enzyme to mix it fast or not, but I'm not going to take a chance. I'm going to mix this in really slow, cover it, and maintain it for about 15 to 20 minutes at 130, 135, and see what happens. And maybe it'll get a little bit thinner. As the starch turns to sugar, it really thins out. It gets real watery. Well, we're going to see what happens, okay? Well, we got it in there, and we're going to mix it up real slow. Well, right now it is super thick. Seems to be getting thinner. Seems to. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to continue stirring it just a little. Oh, good God, it's a lot thinner. It's working great. Okay, I'm going to mix it up a little bit more off camera and put the lid on it, cook it down for another 15-20 minutes. We'll see what happens then. Okay, folks, we've been stirring this thing a little bit now, and we've got it down to where, I mean, it was real pasty. It just clung to the paddle wheels. But now look at it, it's almost like water. We actually mixed it really slow, about 250, 300 RPMs, maybe not even that fast, for about 15 to 12 minutes, maybe 12, more like it. But right now it's cool. I don't even think it's cooled down. Let's see what it's got. I got reading 75 in the air, and she's 133, 4, 5, 6, 136.97, 137. Still climbing slightly. We've turned the fire down just about as low as it'll go, and it's maintaining pretty good. I've got 37.2 degrees and holding. That's real close to 140, which is 60 degrees Celsius, which is supposed to be the perfect temperature for the amylase to break the starch down into sugar. And we're going to let it set here for a little bit, come back, mix it up again some more, and see if we can get it even more watery than it is. I don't know how we're going to do that, because this stuff is, I mean, look at that. Look at that. But I just stuck my finger in it, tasted it, and it's so sweet it'll lock your jaws up. So we're going to put the lid back on it, let it set, try to watch it, not let it get over 140. Above 140 your amylase doesn't work as well, below it, it doesn't work as well. 140 seems to be the perfect temperature, but I don't want to burn anything, so at 137.2, 0.4 to 140, that's really nice, really nice. Now I can get it up a lot hotter than that. In fact, with the double boiler, if I wanted to, and I'm not going to try to distill it because I don't want to do anything illegal. I don't have a permit. But anyway, the alcohol content should, with the champagne yeast, should get it somewhere between 15 and 18%, which is, by the way, will be plenty sufficient for the type of engine that we're designing to use this alcohol in. This is another thing too. We're not going to burn the alcohol. We're going to use it to run an engine without actually burning it. Alright, that's going to be interesting once we get this proven out. But like I said in my first video, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm watching other people and playing around and experimenting. Well, we got 12 pounds donuts in here. I got a sneaky feeling that's way too many. But the next batch we're going to do 8 pounds and just see what the difference would be. Okay, everybody have a good day. Bye-bye.